Good morning, guys. I just want to make a quick mention, and I want to thank all my sponsors for hanging in there with me. Bear and his products, they're, just thank you so much. And by the way, David got his surgery done. It went well, and so he's, as far as I know, David is doing well after his surgery. And so if you want to learn more about Bear's product, because his family is helping him with the business there. Call 615-854-3057 or go into the description box, scroll all the way down, and there's two different links where Bear describes all of his products. And then Greasy's Garage up in Worcester. Pete, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being so patient. And you need your car, truck, or anything worked on, go to Greasy's Garage. Pete and the gang can fix anything you got. And then you want a cool t-shirt, sweatshirt, you name it. Go to libtardtees.com. Let's go ahead and remember as we go along here what one of the goals is. It's not just to fire a few people. It's not just to arrest a few people. It's to really drain the swamp worldwide. It's to break the backs of these evil people, and there's only one way to do that, and that's to expose them, and they're being exposed. But you got to wake. It's not that some people, you're not going to wake up everybody, but they are out to destroy the far left. They're out to destroy them, period. And to expose how they've been getting into office. There are a number of things, and I've been saying this for a while, there's a number of things that are going to really get to people. And that is the child pornography and all the things having to do with child pedophilia. Voter fraud. It's going to really burn people's rear ends because a lot of the people don't believe voter fraud occurs. And if it does, it's like, it's no big deal. It's just a little bit here and there. No. Worldwide, not just this country, worldwide. It's massive. That's why they keep getting in. That's why you can't vote them out, is because of the corrupt software. So keep that in mind. They want, in this country here, they are after to destroy the Democrat Party. Yesterday, President Trump said, we are not going to start another party. He said that's fake news because it's hard. He said we are not going to divide the vote. We're not going to do it. Instead, what he's going to do and what they're going to do is they're going after Liz Cheney and all these rhinos, and they're going to clean them out. In order, remember what Trump said, sometimes in order to find out what you need to find out, you need to lose everything. You got to lose everything, and then you find out who your friends are. And that's exactly what he's finding out. That's what they are finding out. I do not believe for a second that the military has left us. They can't do that. Two groups, only one group wins. They understand full well what's at stake here. So let's move on to the Gateway Pundit here. So Sidney Powell, as it says here, on Saturday, attorney Sidney Powell and retired General Michael Flynn joined Erskine for his weekly podcast. General Flynn is a retired United States Army general. We know exactly what's going on there. He wrote a book. Sidney Powell served in the department. We know that for 10 years. And for the last 20 years has devoted her private practice to federal appeals. And so Sidney had this to say in the opening conversation. Well, Erskine, from my perspective, it looks like the complete breakdown of every institution of law enforcement and the rule of law that we have trusted in this country since its inception to protect the law and the citizens from abuses by the government. And It says, as far as the last election, Sidney Powell had this to say: there's all kinds of precedent for fixing that happened, for fixing what happened in this election, from Bush versus Gore to other cases as well. Fractionalized votes. That's exactly what we have here from a computer algorithm that we can prove in multiple counties. And it could prove across the country if anybody would issue an order allowing inspection of the machines. The very fact that Dominion and other companies are not allowing inspection of the voting machines ought to tell everybody all they need to know. Federal law calls for election records to be kept for 22 months. In this case, it requires forensic evaluations of the machines and looking at all of the paper ballots. We already know that's not going to match up. There are counterfeit ballots. People were saying, oh, well, they did a full audit in Georgia. Well, if you just keep running the same counterfeit bill through the same counting machine, you're going to get the same result. Sidney then dropped this bomb: there is enough evidence in the cases before them, or enough evidence in the public now, to more than reverse the election in at least 5 states. At least. And I have no doubt here in Colorado as well. In other words, they're not stopping. And what Trump can now do with these files, behind the scenes and quietly, he can maneuver things. He can drop files into this person's lap, into that person's lap, into that one. They got it all on all of these people. And I think it's going to be interesting. I think what we're going to see, it's just a guess on my part, I think what we're going to see is suddenly some of these judges either stepping down or changing their minds and going, well, maybe we better take a look at this. Well, and some of these politicians going, well, yeah, maybe we better take a... In other words, there's a lot here to come. There's a lot. Trump, in many ways, can do even more where he's at now, in the position that he's at now, than he ever could before. Because now he's not in the spotlight. I mean, he is, but he isn't. And you see Cuomo being gone after, and you're going to see all these other people being gone after. It's going to be very interesting, fascinating to see all these people that are going to be gone after. Here we go. Cuomo claims his creepy comments to women in his office intended to be good-natured and were misinterpreted as an unwanted flirtation. He's going to be taken down, would be my guess. And people, once again, the far left women, they're having it shoved right in their face. And they're not liking it. Biden allows 60 Minutes to release military imagery secrets that saved U.S. lives. Once again, let the military, as time goes on here, the military are going to see things that are going to be really disturbing to them. And let me just say up front, where is the military when you have all, and this is the frustrating part for everybody, but there's a method to the madness. I know that. But we see all these people who right in front of us, right in our face, committed treason. And they're still walking around. And we're like, are you kidding me? Once again, they're out for the total destruction of the entire group, not just one or two. They want them all. Arizona Republican Representative Mark Fincham is suing Arizona Democrats for malice after they accuse him of treason for reporting a suspected election fraud. Once again, they're going to go after all these people. Priest declares Joe Biden the most aggressively anti-Catholic president in history. Good for him. Wayne Root, the communist takeover of the United States, Part 2. He's a good guy. And we're going to see a lot more of this stuff coming out. And then President Trump, Capitol officials controlled by Pelosi rejected my recommendation of 10,000 National Guard for January 6th because of optics. Because they wanted it to happen. And that's coming out more and more too to the far left. We all understand this was an operation performed by the Democrats. And then they have betrayed the Constitution, the overwhelming evidence of FBI corruption. They are going to totally destroy the FBI and the CIA. They're going to destroy so much of this government. You watch. It's going to be taken down. And then Trump calls on conservative states to punish tech companies with major sanctions if they censor conservatives. President Trump lays out what must be done to ensure election integrity in U.S. elections going forward. In other words, he dropped a bomb right in the lap of the GOP. He understands who his friends are. There's no ifs, ands, or buts here. He knows. President Trump rips never-Trumpers at CPAC, including warmonger Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, Ben Sasse, Kinzinger. All of these people are going to get removed. And you're saying, but how can they get removed if you don't fix the election fraud? It's going to get fixed. Trump knows that. And just a guess on my part, but my guess is we're going to see something happen within the next month. Just a guess on my part. And then he says this election was rigged. The Supreme Court and other courts did not want to do anything about it. See, he went through, he showed, it's like, look, we did everything we needed to do. Everything. And it didn't work. We went all the way through the courts. Didn't work. And then Biden will never experience this. Crowd at CPAC erupts in chant of "We love you" during Trump's speech. Yeah, he won't. None of these Democrats will ever witness that. And then Trump rips into Biden for bragging about educating migrant kids at the border while American children can't go to school. See, this is really bothersome. It's not just to conservative parents, but to the far left as well. They want their kids back in school as well. And then Biden said there was no vaccine. He said it because he didn't know what the hell was going on. Because he's too... And here's another thing too. When they get rid of Biden and they put in Kamala Harris, all of these Democrats are going to go, what? What's going on? What do you mean he's got dementia? What do you mean he's not mentally there? I thought that was just a joke. I thought that was all fake news by the far right. You mean that's real? You mean he's really not all there? There's a number of things that are going to really bump him hard, really hard. And then Trump says he may just have to beat Democrats a third time, and Democrats go nuts. I'm telling you what, he's going to do a lot of stuff that's going to drive them nuts. A lot of things. And then actually they just lost the White House. I may just decide to beat them for a third time. Trump warns Democrats at CPAC. I'm telling you, he's going to destroy the Democrat Party. He and everyone around him, they're going to destroy him. And so anyway, that is all for now. I want to thank all of you for your support once again. God bless you all and have a good day. Bye-bye, guys.